What's good, bookers? Welcome to Real Life Topics Podcast. You guys already know what time it is. Let's go on air. It is time to go on air. What's good, guys? You guys already know what time it is. It's Real Life Topics Podcast with your host, Stephanie's Godchild in the building. Every Thursday night on Biggs Radio, Facebook, and YouTube Live. You know how it goes, and you know what time it is. Of course, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we will be celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. You should be celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. We all should be celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. Um, we got an exclusive topic. I have an exclusive topic for you guys to talk about today, but of course, I wanted to do the first and foremost thing, and that is thanking God. Thanking God above. Thank you, God, for just continuously blessing us today, yesterday, and in the future. So shout out to God. I got to give me some sound effects for the back for some horns and things like that. I'll get there. I'll get there with that. But the views that we expressed are not those of Biggs Radio. They are subsidiaries, affiliates, and sponsors. It's WCHI in the building. Your girl Stephanie's Godchild is on the ones and twos. It ain't even no ones and twos. I'm talking like I'm a DJ. It's not a ones and two. But your girl Stephanie's Godchild is in the building. Good evening, Miss Kimberly Patterson, tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast on Biggs Radio. Make sure you guys check her out. She's coming up next. It's a double bubble. I call it a double bubble today at 8 p.m., the Kimberly Patterson Show. And she definitely has a lot of guest specialists. And she is definitely celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. So check out the Kimberly Patterson Show at 8 p.m. on Biggs Radio. I'm just saying. I know y'all can't take it when I say that I'm just saying thing, but I'm just saying. So again, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. What are we doing? Is anybody doing anything? Is anybody doing anything to get their health together, get their mind right, get their lifestyle right? I know I am. Now, I have relapsed in the last couple days. I relapsed, and what I'm calling as relapse is because I ain't get on the bike yesterday or the day before. Now I was doing good. I was at day 12 in a row. And then man, I ended up not doing it yesterday or the day before. So and I actually feel better mentally when I do be doing it. So again, that's a part of my struggle on my mental health journey is to get that exercise on, build the body up, the things that I am consuming in my body. But again, the last couple of days, I didn't relapse, guys. So let's work on our mental health. Let's work. Mental health is very important. Our mental ain't even right if our body is not right. So let's all just work on that. What are you working on with your mental health? I'm just saying. Thank you for tuning in, Miss T. Johnson. Yes, good evening. Um, Real Life Topics Podcast. So my topic for today is about unity. I been promoting unity my whole life. My family members call me Kumbaya all the time. So I'm all about we shall overcome slash Martin Luther King, whatever you want to say. But I am aware, and I hope you guys is aware of how important unity is. Unity is a big deal. I mean, it's just like when we younger in our younger days when we were coming up in the neighborhood and the saying it takes a village. The word unity is just amazing to me, and I think that we should have more of it. So I thought that that would be my topic for today, discussing how important unity is. So, what do you guys think? How important is unity? I'm just saying. So, I do have a few announcements. Good evening, Mr. Darren Cole. Thank you for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast on Bigs Radio. I do have a few announcements. One announcement is I'm thinking a lot of you artists are asleep on Biggs radio music seminars. You shouldn't be asleep, period, on promoting what you have going on, but um, Akron, Ohio. The next stop for Biggs Radio Music Conference is Akron, Ohio, June 27th. And you should check it out. If you are an artist and you're trying to push your brand, you're trying to get yourself out there to let everybody know, of course, you want to go to different states. And what other way to start with Biggs Radio Music Seminar, music conference, of course. And it is June 27th in Akron, Ohio. So, yes, I would recommend you guys to join the Biggs Radio Music Conference June 27th at 3 p.m. Hit up Biggs Radio at gmail.com if you are interested in performing. You need to be in Ohio. You need to be everywhere, every state. But it's no other thing than making sure that you're at the Biggs Radio Music Conference, because it's one of the number one music conference in the world. So again, June 27th, Biggs Radio Music Seminar. If you want more information, you can go on biggsradio.com. You can go to biggsradio at gmail.com. Send your MP3 over, send your photo. Get ready to perform June 27th. Just get ready to perform. But again, that of course was one announcement that I definitely wanted you guys to be aware of. And that's the Biggs Radio Music Seminar. Music seminars. You don't want to miss it. We're in Akron, Ohio. Yes. Well, there you have it, guys. Biggs Radio Music Seminar. Make sure you there. Be there or be square. It's in Ohio, Akron, Ohio, at that. And again, if you are artists and you are really in depth to pushing your brand and pushing your music, you need to be at the Biggs Radio Music Conference in Akron, Ohio, June 27th. Biggs Radio at gmail.com. Hit us up. That's all I'm saying. But again, guys, the topic for today is about unity. So I wanted to give you guys a definition of the word unity. Of course, it's common sense. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Zandra Bright. But and our topic for today, Miss Zandra, if you didn't know, is about unity. So we're going to discuss unity, and I'm going to give you, I always like to have my teaching moment because I'm teaching myself as well. Unity is the state of being united, where separate parts or individuals come together to form a complete, harmonized whole. It means oneness, wholeness. It represents cooperation, shared purpose, and harmony, even when people come from diverse backgrounds or hold differing opinions. Now, this part right here, I'm going to read that again. Unity is the state of being united, even when people come from diverse backgrounds or hold differing opinions. That's a strong thing, because sometimes you do have different opinions when it comes to unity. But when you come together, even when you do and you respect one another's opinion, that's a big thing to me, respecting one another's opinion. Thank you for tuning in, cousin, Mr. Michael Gaines. Thank you for tuning in to bigsradio.com. But yeah, it's unity is very important to me. It's very important to me. It should be diverse. Everyone opinion matters because of course you guys know that Real Life Topics podcast logo is join the meetings of the minds where everyone opinion matters. And that's a part of unity to me. What you guys think? I think it's a part of unity. I think it's a part of unity to me to for us to respect one another's opinions, respect what one another has going on. I think that's part of unity. Follow and like and share. Now I'm using the newer words that we using nowadays because it's this whole social media, but supporting one another, I think it's a part of unity too. So thank you for tuning in, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy said absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's a must that we come together. Again, I always say this because when people are talking about positivity, it's sometimes it sounds like a violin to some people, but I think we need to get more with it. We will be so much more achieved if we came together. I believe that it takes more than one. It takes a village. It takes all of us to just come together as a team. And of course, we all know we have a lot of entrepreneurs out here. We have a lot of entrepreneurs out here, and you couldn't clearly think that if we have all unified things, we will be larger than we would just be larger. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper said, greetings, guys, child. Good evening to everybody that's tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast and Bigs Radio. It takes, yes, Miss Kimberly Patterson said, yes, it does take a village. It does. It takes a village. It takes a village. And being unified, so I'm gonna give you guys a little thing, something on being unified. Unified amplifies collective strengths, accelerates problem solving, and fosters the resilience. Whether aligning a business or bringing a community together, unity eliminates the friction of working at cross point purposes, streamlines decision making, and creates a supportive environment that maximizes potential. Now, you guys already know that it maximizes potential because sometimes when you come together as a whole, and everybody has different ideas, and sometimes you might not come up with that idea, and you came up with this idea, and we bring those ideas together and we become greater than ever. Thank you for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. Cousin Michael Gaines said, especially our community, if we would have came together, we would dominate. Of course we would have. Of course we would have. We would have been dominated the game. We've been rich, millionaires, billionaires, and we still are because we're waking up. We're waking up. We still are. I'm speaking it into existence. Unity is coming for us all. It has been a drought on it for over 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 years. So yes, unity has to come. It just has to come. And it has to be genuine unity at that because sometimes people come together for a come up or their intentions are not really about unity. It's about the come up for themselves. They might come together, but it's all about the agenda for what they have going on. So thank you for tuning in, Mr. Collins Sledge, City Boy Guy, cooking with City Boy Guy, hashtag. And yes, we do need to learn to support. As Zandra Bright said, we definitely need to learn how to support. Definitely need to learn how to support. So it's such a drought on coming together. I don't know. I don't know what we got going on. So the purpose of unity is to pool diverse strengths, align common goals, and create a whole. Whether in teams or spirituality, unity fosters mutual support, boosts resilience, and helps groups overcome challenges that are impossible to conquer alone. Sometimes, sometimes it's impossible to conquer alone. Sometimes it's impossible to conquer alone. Sometimes people be like, "Oh, hey, I could do it by myself," but I think the village. I think taking a village and a team when it comes to growth and development is like real big for me. I think the team. I think a team is way better. I think a team. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We support over here quality music management like a great brawl. Now, I had to read that exactly how Young Teasy, and shout out to Young Teasy for tuning in, the CEO of Quality Music Management in the building. He's from St. Louis. So he said her, that country talk her, and he said they support down her, but that's that down south. I believe St. Louis is down south. I don't know. I'm out there. But shout out to St. Louis. St. Louis. St. Louis, baby. Shout out. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, unity is a must. Unity is a must. Thank you for tuning in, cuz. But yes, unity. Back to unity, guys. So the purpose of unity, I think, is a great deal because it's a booster for us to it's the Midwest. Okay, St. Louis is the Midwest. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in too. We got everybody from Atlanta, international, overseas, Mississippi, Rockford, Chicago in the building, of course, Tennessee. Shout out to everybody, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, everybody that's out there. You comment in the group chat or call 773-462-4447. I'm just saying, let me know who you are and who is listening because people be listening, but you don't know where they listening from. So you guys should go ahead, leave a review on bigsradio.com. Leave a review. Leave a review. Freeport is in the building. Miss Zandra Bright from Freeport is in the building. That's what I'm saying. Drop your city in the chat and let Biggs Radio know what you got going on. I'm just saying. I was gonna cut my I'm just saying, but it's a habit. It is a habit that you have to work on. We gotta work on these habits, these bad habits that we have anyway. We gotta work on these habits. We gotta work on these habits, and we have to work on unity. The reason why we're not where we need to be and where we should be is because of the drought on the unity. Now, I had wrote some notes down. Let me pull my notes out because I got some notes. I had to write some. I was doing some studying about unity, and I ended up googling a lot of things that a lot of unified groups that was in our history. And so I was like, let me find out key examples of the word unity. And I came up with a lot of things. Now, I was wondering, were you guys familiar with, because I took it back. I took it way back when it came to history and the Apollo 11 mission. The Apollo 11. The Apollo 11 was a mission of a prime example of highly unified. It was a successful group. In 1969, over 400,000 scientists, engineers, technicians, and astronauts set aside regional and disciplinarian silos. They specialized skills behind and intensively focused and shared their goals, landing humans on the moon and returning them safely. I just wanted to bring up some of these historical groups and these historical, just different historical United Nations. The United Nations is the premier global intergovernmental organization established in 1945 to maintain international peace and security. It unified the efforts of allied nations from World War II to succeed the failed League of Nations. The reason why I'm just making you guys aware, of course, I'm bringing up history as well because these was the beginning. I feel like of unity. Of course, unity has probably been here for over 100 years. There's probably a million groups out there that come together, but I wanted to bring up some of these groups that came together, unified, that help us learn about our history and things like that. Young Teasy said eating the right meat food or is our biggest habit we need to break. Yes, of course, the things that we consuming in our body. The things that we consume in our body, voices and views, productions in the house. Shout out to Miss Zandra Barry. Thank you guys for tuning in, though. We got people from all over the world tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast and Bigs Radio. You guys are the best for tuning in. Just the best. Just the best. So Unified is the United Charities of Chicago because, of course, Real Life Topics Podcast is from Chicago. We're here. We're live with you guys out of Chicago, Illinois. So Chicago is in the building. Chicago United Charities was a prominent historical example of local organization unification. It was established in the late 19th century in the Chicago region. It merged multiple relief and aid societies into centralized organizations to maximize efficiency and better serve vulnerable populations. So, again, shout out to all the historical groups. If you guys know, drop it in the chat. If you know about any groups, any unified groups at that, I would love to know about them. We would love to know about them. We have mentorship programs out here. These things need to be known. Unity, it's a drought. It's a drought on unity, and I'm getting tired of it. I should have got me a pillow, and I'm getting tired of it. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Powell Keita, party man in the building. Shout out. But yes, the drought is so bad on Unity, it makes me just shake my head every day. It just makes me shake my head. And I'm starting, I can't take it because I say, dang man, what's going on with us? What is the issue? What is the issue? So Unity, we just need to get unified and we need to do it in a proper form of fashion where we can all come up. We can all come up. We would have been came up. We can't come up to save our lives just because of that. So I also wanted to get biblical with you guys as well. John 17:20 to 23. Of course, it talked about that in the Bible as well, how unity, commitment to our relationships. Um, as God's people, a unity seems to always be encouraged along with these two things: understanding of our union in Christ and humility. Now, of course, we're not going to get too religious or anything like that, but we have to be aware that, of course, unity was in John 17. So check that out. Of course, this is Real Life Topics Podcast. We discuss all the dynamics of life. We go all around the dynamics. It's every dynamic of life. And of course, we touch bases on politics, religion, music, exclusive topics, even topics that sometimes people don't really even want to talk about. They're challenging to us. We need to challenge ourselves to discuss these topics and come up with a solution, not always being a part of the problem. Most of the time, we are a part of the problems and we need to be a part of the solution and begin to not talk about it, be about it. We can agree all day long. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Tyrone Muhammad. Yes, he said he'll try to jump in. Yes, call 773-462-4447, or I can send you the link right now and you can jump on. Shout out to Mr. Tyrone Muhammad. Tyrone Muhammad is out of the city of Chicago. And of course, he is an advocate for unity and an advocate for the community, the growth and development of the community, because of course the Chicago, Illinois is suffering when it comes to unity, and the new generation is suffering. We need resources, and it's a drought on resources. And majority of the time, it's all about because we won't get unified. People don't want to come together. People don't want to come together and do the things that we need to get done. So yeah, unity is a must. I also want to dwell on fake unity. Okay, now we got people that appear to be unified, but during your actions you're not unifying. We have to stop having these fake things going on. I don't even know how to explain it, but it just be so fake. And again, I've especially since I've been in this radio personality thing, of course, is I'm getting more social, so I'm networking more and I'm able to see what's really going on. And it's just a whole drought on being unified. So again, shared purposes, harmony. Even when people, one thing that stood out to me was when people come from diverse backgrounds or holding differing opinions. That is something that I think is a must because we are diverse. We have different opinions, and it's good when I might want to color my shoe red and you might want to color your shoe blue, and we can still come together. That's how powerful we should be. That's how powerful we should be. We just need to come together. I know for a fact that us coming together would be just, I think it's called a Wreck and Beyond force or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But yes, guys, we gotta get it in. We gotta get it in. We gotta get it together. Let's play a few bills. But thank you guys for tuning in every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Of course, Biggs Radio gets down 24/7 on all type of things. If you want to listen to the radio when you're waking up in the morning, getting yourself together, it's 24/7. Baby. You come back. Still, Indianapolis. You don't want Well, you guys don't want to miss the rooftop party at in Biggs Radio in Indianapolis. The rooftop party at that. You guys don't want to miss that either. Also, the Summer Soul Fest in Griffith, Indiana. The Enchantments, a tribute to Tina Turner, a tribute to the Emotions and more. It's going down. It's going down. And you guys need to just, if you go on bigsradio.com, you'll see all the events. If you go on WCHI on Facebook, all the events that's going down for Biggs Radio, especially if you an artist. You need to be at these events out networking and supporting. Get your tickets. Biggs Radio. It can't get no better than this. It just can't get no better than this. So, again, shout out again to Mental Health Awareness Month. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I hope we all are doing something to work on getting our mental together. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect in this world, and I don't even think we would. Well, God did say you can't be perfect now. He did say you can be perfect. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Zovanger from Smoke and Talk Podcast. What's good? Thank you for tuning in to Beats Radio. And you guys need to call in too. Get to calling. Get to calling. Get to calling the sister. That's all I'm saying. Get to calling the sister. But our topic for today, if anybody is tuning in, is unity, the importance of unity. How important is unity to you? What do you think unity could do for you? Do you think unity is good or not? I just want to know. So, synonyms, of course, oneness, harmony, solitary, consistence, accord, and cohesion. And then, what is the opposite of unity? Disunion, discord, division, and separation. Now, that is majority of what's going on with us nowadays. We are separating and things are becoming we're dividing and it's conquering. It's conquering. So what could we do to work on that? What could we do to work on just not even talking about it, but just being unified? I'm gonna give you guys a testimonial story that happened to me the other day. I my son, a real story at that. My son is 11 and he is the president of the student council. He's 11 years old. He's a fifth grader, and he is the president of the student council. We did a whole campaign for him, made a whole promo video. Shout out to Landon. He is the president of the student council. But they have a chat. They have a group chat, and he kicked the young man out the group chat because the young man was being mean and saying some derogatory things sometimes in a group chat. And so he um he kicked the young man out the group chat, and obviously, the young man, feelings was hurt. He mentioned it to his mom, and his mama came and knocked at my door. Now, mind you, if I felt like my child was, if I felt like my child was, being bullied, or, wasn't being treated, his feelings was hurt. So I felt her pain. But I do have a previous relationship with her because, of course, this is one of my son's friends that he has spent the night with, went out on events with, attended birthday parties with, and mom has my phone number. But mom decided to come and knock at my door instead of calling me and over, kid stuff. So I wanted to use that an example as far as how we're not unified. Mom came to the door for smoke. I respect that she felt some type of way because her son feelings was hurt. But at the same time, when you came to the door, you didn't come to the door for unity. You came to the door to rough up. So again, your son got kicked out the group chat or whatever, got kicked out the council, student count, whatever the case may be. This is some kid stuff, but you decided to be very unprofessional, and I felt like it was disrespectful. But of course, I kill with kindness because that's what I do. Because I'm all about unity. I don't do none of that other stuff. So yeah, so she definitely showed me how we just can't unify. We just can't come together. We are better together, guys. Why can't we come together? Why can't we come together? And then sometimes we let these children take us out our character too when we have us making moves that we shouldn't do. It's just like those parents some of these parents that's out here that run up to the school and be ready to jump on the kids and fight the people because of their kids stuff. Learn how to be able to cipher to pick your battles and which battles you should choose to pick, because that actually made me aware that, hey, some's not right mentally. Some ain't right mentally for you to make that move. Especially since we have a previous relationship, and unity is how we started being unified, having our children have play dates and, hang out with one another, because it's nothing like the village coming together. So, it's take one false move for people to show you how they really feel about you. So that's just a testimonial story that I wanted to show on how unity has to come, because it and when she did come to the door, one, she should have called and talked to me about it. She came to the door with the young man, and his feelings was so hurt. And of course, we want to be unified, and we wanted to figure the things out on where their misunderstanding was, but the way you went about it was disrespectful, because you really was looking for smoke. You wasn't looking to come up with a solution. People add on to the problems. It was already a problem, and then you added on to the problem. We have to be a part of the solution, guys. We have to be, especially when it comes to our new generation. We lead by example now. We got kids looking at us and seeing the way we operate. So now when you pulled up at my house without calling and you had your hand on your hip, like, if you ready to humbug, now you just showed your son an unprofessional way to go by things. So let's get unified, guys. Let's get unified. That's all. Unapologetic Noble, thank you for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. Of course, he said Chicago is in the building. Chicago is in the building. That's what Real Life Topics Podcast is going live at. Going live. Look, you're going live from Chicago. Ain't nothing like the city of Chicago, baby. I'm just saying, one of the best cities in the world. Shout out to Chicago. And shout out to everybody that's listening in, especially overseas, internationally. I know you guys out there listening, and man, just give us a call. Or, of course, I am live right now on WCHI, Biggs Radio Chicago page on Facebook. You could click on there. Click anywhere on Facebook. We everywhere. We on YouTube, everywhere. Miss Kim Patterson says, speak on it. And she says she loves Chicago. Yes, girl. It's not, you gotta have Chicago when you're traveling, when you're doing your traveling at least every 1 or 2 years. I go to Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. I go to Tennessee like once every 6 months or something like that. I've been going for the last couple of years, actually driving down there. And I love it in Tennessee too. So shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. But mental health, of course, Ms. Zandra Bright says I'm helping to support a mental health event this Saturday. Yes, that is true. Man, even if we can attend mental health things, or if we have people in our family that we know of have a mental health issue, you should pull up on them. You should spend some time with them. One of the number one things that I learned about dealing with people that have mental health issues is support. Support is one of the biggest things that we're missing. We are not supporting one another. We support if we can get something out the deal. Most of us support when we can get something, out the deal or looking for something. But just supporting people, especially when it comes, because we don't know what people are going through mentally. We just don't know what people are going through mentally. We gotta pay attention to that, and we gotta be a part, because most of the time we just be like, oh, that person crazy. Yeah, they went to the crazy house. That saying. Everybody say that saying. Yeah, Juju wee, he in a crazy house. Instead of being a part of the solution, let's come up with a solution. Let's come up with a solution. That's all I'm saying. Let's work on being unified, coming together, supporting one another sincerely, and just it's mind-boggling to see what we're going through nowadays, and it's affecting our children. It's affecting people that's around us. Again, I'm talking to myself as well. It's the things, the way that we are operating. We have to switch up this narrative in order for the newcomers. Once we're gone, we're going to be gone soon. Well, I hope I got 50 more years left, but God's will is God's will for us all. But we're going to be gone soon, and we got to work on just leading by example, being unified, taking a village, and your community. Look out for your community. I be seeing it, and you can look out for any community, but I see a lot of people going outside of what they got going on in their everyday lives to look out for people or go feed people and all this stuff. That's another thing I'm noticing too. Start where you're at. Start where you at. How you gonna go to the program to feed the homeless, and you got homeless in your vicinity in your everyday life, or you got people that need to eat in your community? So again, I ain't playing hating on people, just helping, period. But again, help your own first, feed your own, help your community where you live at. Don't go outside and help someone else before you basically help yourself, because that's basically what it is. You're going outside helping other people when you have people right in your face that need help, that need to be fed, that need to be nourished, that needs the spirit of the Holy Ghost to get up in them. Don't let me start going there now. Don't let me start going there with the Lord. Don't let me start going there, because of course we do need that in our lives. And again, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And I want everybody to know, just have a higher being, and just know that God is We ain't going nowhere without the higher being. We not even waking up every day and our mind is not even right. Ms. Zandra Bright said her nonprofit feeds the homeless and elderly monthly in her community. That's right. I mean, because again, it's nothing wrong with going outside your community, helping other, because that's what I want to do. Once I start with Chicago, the boys and I going downtown, receiving, passing out food to the homeless. We're going to do that once a month starting next month. We're gonna do that once a month. And that's outside of the community. That's downtown. You know what downtown is Chicago, but it's downtown Chicago. But again, start at home. Start with the community. Start with your own community. Start with your own establishment that you have. And then you go outside and you do the rest of them peoples. I call them the peoples. You go on with the rest of them peoples. But yeah, nonprofit organization. You feeding the elderly. You feeding your community. You don't. I just don't understand people that do that. That just go right outside their community. That's just like some of the celebrities. They'll you know how some of them will come back home, come back to their hometown and pass out the turkeys and things like that. Of course, do it where you started off at. You start in your community. So that's just an issue that I've been noticing with a lot of people that do things. That's positive. Don't get me wrong, it's positive. You want to feed the homeless, you want to go feed the people. Feed your own people first, though. Come up with programs for what you got going on first. Some of these people have establishments where they can go and they can expand beyond, but they just cool stuck with just locally. Just man, long as I can put my $10 in my gas tank and get that little grand and little money, I'm fine. When you have to start at home and start with the people. You got people that you waking up to that's in your vicinity every day that need your help. So I'm just promoting the community thing, guys. Let's look out for our community. Let's build our own community first. Then we can go outside the and help others. But again, it's just like the saying, help yourself first before you can help somebody else. Help your community first before you start going outside helping everybody else. That's all I'm saying. These some of these establishments that do these things anyway got enough help. The community is suffering where you live at. The people that are surrounded around you, they are suffering. Thank you for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast, Mr. Success Media. He said, Reverend God's child, LOL. Well, I ain't no Rev, but I'm just trying to preach the black power. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I'm just trying to get a message out. I want this message to go out to everybody. We are not unified. We unified and we worried about sometimes about the wrong things. We are looking out for people on the outside of us when we got people right in front of our face that need our help. Right in front of your face. So just pay attention to that, guys. Just pay attention to knowing, not be help your community, your community. Miss Zandra Bright said, yes, start in your community. You have to. How you gonna come up and then go 20 miles away and help somebody else? I don't get that. So I've been seeing that a lot too. So I just want us to be more unified. And I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna push that unity, the unification to the end. We also have to work on self mentally. It is May, Mental Health Awareness Month. It is May, Mental Health Awareness Month. And mental health is very important. We doing things outside of our character like no other. I am speaking for self. Mentally, I can snap like a finger. And you know why? Because I might have consumed something in my body the day before, and it is bobulation membrane. It is bobulation membrane. We got to let it all go. So this is the food for thought that I do want to leave you guys with. Wait a minute. I wrote down some food for thoughts too. But one food for thought, let's try to work on every day just one thing that we can change and switch up about ourselves that we know might be negatively impacting us. Because negativity, of course, is a downer. It's a blood sucker. That's what I call it. Being negative sucks our blood so dry it just don't make no sense. I'm so tired of that. I don't know what to do. So let's just work towards waking up every single day, striving for something that can make us better. Let's work on that. Cause I do it on a daily basis. I actually replace it. Now I got my lazy butt up 2 days ago. I didn't relapse and stop my ride my bike every morning. But I did say, oh, okay, well, drink extra water today or something. I tried to just replace, get out there and cut your grass. I tried to replace that mishap of not staying disciplined, staying consistent, because we have an issue with consistency as well. And that's where we tend to not, because it's just like when you take medicine and take pills. If you don't take that antibiotic for those 7 days in a row, 7 days, they say take it to 7 to 14 days. Now, if you miss one of them pills, you're messing up the whole rotation and getting rid of that infection or whatever you got going on. So consistency is key. Just like it is when you got to take that pill every 4 hours for 7 days straight. We need to focus. Each day is another chance to improve and get back and better into a better person. Shout out to Miss T Johnson. Yes, Miss T Johnson. Each day, it doesn't happen overnight, but every day we can work towards just getting it together, getting our life together, getting our life together. You guys do know that every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, Real Life Topics Podcast is on Biggs Radio, BiggsRadio.com, 7 p.m. Central Time, where it's real voices, real culture, and real radio, of course, every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And again, if you guys are tuning in because you might have missed this at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, the Kimberly Patterson Show. Kimberly, I admire, shout out to Kimberly. I admire Kimberly. Kimberly does her thing every Thursday with exclusive interviews and exclusive guests. Of course, she's having an exclusive interview, exclusive guest, mental health specialist today on her show. But again, check out the Kimberly Patterson Show at 8 p.m. She's coming on in what, less than, in about 15 minutes. In about 15 minutes. So check out the Kimberly Patterson Show. Again, if you are artists, if you are in Akron, Ohio, and if you're not in Akron, Ohio, you do know the rules of being an artist. You got to travel. You got to get out there. You got to push your brand. You got to push your music. You got to push that brand new single. Shout out to Mr. Success Media. He just dropped a single called It's All Good on YouTube. But yeah, if you are artists, you need to be at the Biggs Radio Music Conference, June 27th in Akron, Ohio. It's no way that you sitting around and you ain't making sure that you plan to perform, send your MP3 over and your picture over, send everything over to biggsradio@gmail.com so you can get on that list so you can perform. You one of the best artists out there. And you're listening to me right now. You one of the best artists out there. Ain't no way in heck you should not be at the Biggs Radio Music Conference in Akron, Ohio, June 27th. So send over your MP3. Send over your photo. biggsradio@gmail.com. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time with your girl, Stephanie's God's Child. The topic of today was about unity. It is important for us. It is important for us to be unified. All right, Mr. Success Media. He said he gonna be attending. See, there you go. You see, you're a smart guy. You're a smart guy. You are an artist. You are trying to push your singles. You got a lot of hit songs out right now. You're trying to push it. You're trying to push it. So what other way is to not be at the Biggs Radio Music Conference? Come on now. One of the biggest music conference thus far. You'll be a fool. You'll be a fool not to make sure you go ahead and book your performance. It doesn't get no better than the Biggs Radio Music Seminar. But again, yeah, so unity. May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's work on that, guys. Let's work on our mental. Let's work on not worried about the wrong things, not complaining, because complaining ain't gonna change a thing. So I'm working on that as well. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It ain't what it used to be. The serenity prayer. We can't change. I can't change the things that accept the things you can't change. And so that's where I'm at with my life right now. I am accepting the things that I can't change, and it is what it is, and it ain't what it used to be. We got to move on from that. We just have to keep pushing. We have to be consistent. We have to work all the time. We have to just work hard. Let's just work, 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 work towards becoming healthy mentally physically and spiritually. Let's just get back to how it used to be. And I'm talking about like 50 years ago when all of this chaos was nowhere existing. Of course, we have had some chaos. I mean, that's just a part of life. But we want the good to overweigh the bad in our lives. Is your good overweighing your bad? Just food for thought for today. Is your good weighing over your bad? Make sure you guys tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on Real Life Topics Podcast. We converse about the dynamics of life. We also do exclusive interviews. If anybody needs an interview out there, Real Life Topics Podcast has a exclusive interviews every other Thursday because of course we were doing them Thursdays in a row, but now it is every other Thursday because the interviews are so exclusive. You need to just be looking forward to those exclusive interviews. Just looking forward to those exclusive interviews. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is coming up too. The whole month of, and if you want to join, if you're a man out there and you want to join the topics and you want to join the topic, which is the importance of mental health. We have so many entrepreneur men that are going to be on the show for the month of June. So shout out to men, shout out to mental health and generally speaking, shout out to everyone that is in realization that hey, some things do need to change. Take accountability. Don't be in denial. Don't minimize. Don't justify. Get it together. Get your lifestyle together. Work on it. And like I said before, the food for thought is your good overweighing your bad, or is your bad overweighing your good? I'm just saying. You need that interview. You need that feature vocalist, that voiceover artist, that model. You getting ready to drop that next video. You need God's child in that video. I know you do. You're about to drop the new video. All these artists out here that listen to Biggs Radio, you're about to drop the new video. You know you need that artist. But again, WCHI, Biggs Radio, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Hit up God's Child if you need an interview, if you want to be on air, if you want to call in, if you want to join these exclusive topics. Today's topic was about unity. It is important for us to become unified sincerely. Sincerely, I'm going to say that again. It is important for us to be unified sincerely as a family. You know, being a family doesn't always mean blood. We have to come together as a family. Anyway, like they used to do back in the day, the whole block was together. You can get your butt whooped on the block back in the day. Like, what happened to that? What happened to being unified? So let's just work on that. Let's just work on being unified. And again, it's May Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's work on our mental. It's Real Life Topics Podcast. Let's pay a few more bills. And just know that next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, live. And then we got Mr. Perry Williams the first week of June. We're kicking off Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And we got so many things just coming up for Real Life Topics Podcast and Biggs Radio. Ooh. You don't want to. Well, there you have it, guys. It's your girl, host, Stephanie's Godchild from Real Life Topics Podcast. Next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you guys pull up bigsradio.com, WCHI on Facebook. Of course, I am not just live on air right now. I am live on WCHI Bigs Radio page on Facebook. So even if you want to listen that way, you can listen that way as well. Again, every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's your girl Stephanie's Godchild. See you guys next week. Remember, let's work on unity. Let's work on coming together. We are better together. And let's also work on our mental health, being mentally strong, watching the things that we are consuming in our body is very important so that we can clear our mind, body, and soul. Let's work on that, guys. It's WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago with your girl Stephanie's Godchild. Real voices, real culture, real radio. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Biggs Radio. So, yes, guys, we are off air. And I guess I actually got off air about 3 to 4 minutes a little early, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. That's all right. Of course, I will be going live after 9 p.m. Real life, late night after dark. I will be going live for that. And yes, yes, see you next week, Miss T. Johnson. That's right, girl. That's right, girl. Okay, so you will be attending Ohio. Okay, okay, okay. All right, Mr. Success Meeting gonna be performing at the Biggs Radio Music Seminar. So yeah, guys, what you guys think about Unity? What do you guys think about Unity? It's such a drought on Unity. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in the females, the males, the mentors, the people that have a title that they should be holding down and they ain't going by that title. Y'all getting on my nerve. You're getting on my nerve. You're getting on my nerve. Okay? So that's why I'm just gonna stop talking and just take care of myself. I ain't talking about y'all no more. I'm over it. I'm so tired of y'all. I'm over it. Yes, so I don't got no more conversation for y'all. Of course, I was just on air on bigsradio.com. We discussed the topic unity. We also dwelled on the purpose of definitely mental health awareness. So, again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. Of course, catch us. What should we talk about next Thursday? If you have any suggestions on topics that really need to be talked about, inbox me, message me. We need to do better. Of course, I also dwelled on a community. Start with your own community first. It's good to help others, but start with your own first. It's a wonderful thing to help others, but start with your own first. That's just food for thought, especially people who have a platform or an opportunity to get it done. That is a drought right now. We have a lot of people that are blessed with a lot of things and an opportunity to open up doors for a lot of things. Let's focus on that. Let's focus on feeding our own before we go on the outside and feed others. It's your girl Stephanie's Godchild. See you guys at after 9 p.m. for real life late night after dark. Enjoying the meetings of the minds anytime you want to. See you next Thursday.